You will never know for sure what you're getting away with. Just because nobody hauls you up short or calls you out does not mean they didn't notice what you were doing. I see people all the time pulling stunts, little con artists, little games, taking advantage of other people. You look in their eyes and you can tell that they truly believe that they're getting away with something. It's like a teenager who takes a swig of mouthwash before entering their parents' house to cover up the fact that they've been smoking and drinking all night, as if their parents don't know. The truth is it's nobody's job to police and manage other people. It's far too exhausting and there is no payoff. As I said in my previous video, Never Call Out Liars, all you're doing when you manage people like this is teaching them how to become better manipulators and how to fool you. You're teaching them that you are okay with the fact that they play games with you because you're not saying anything and you are not removing yourself from their company. I used to call people out. Now I just put it in my mental file folder. I know who I'm dealing with and I act accordingly. These people require far too much energy. That's energy that I could be spending on myself, my hobbies, my interests, better quality friends, or maybe finding other people in my life that aren't going to be playing games with me. Now I'll just sit back like I'm watching a bad episode of reality TV and I'm sitting there wondering, does this person really think that I'm this foolish? Do they really think that they're getting away with something? Do they really not understand how deluded they sound? Or do they just totally lack self-awareness? A lot of times I'll see what's known as duper's delight. And that's the little grin that crosses these people's faces as they sit back and think about how clever they are and think about how they're pulling a fast one over on you. And the truth is they're really not. You're just not saying anything because it's not worth your time or your trouble to do so. Have you ever put down a reasonable boundary for somebody to try to manage them or correct their behavior? And then you sit back and you watch in horror as they sneak around like a young child, as if nobody can figure out what's going on, as if you can't figure out as a parent who stole the cookie before dinner. I used to work for a major bank, and I would see people come in all the time late, leaving early, taking extensive lunch breaks. I even saw a case where one individual claimed that their grandparent had died 6 times in 2 years. These people honestly thought they were getting away with something. And shockingly, they were surprised when one day their luck ran out and management hauled them up short and sent them their walking papers. They were actually surprised that they had consequences. They really thought they were getting away with something. They never saw it coming. This is also true with friends and family. You'll see that a lot of friends and family members will try to take advantage because they think that you're going to be more tolerant of their nonsense. But like anything else, eventually people do get tired of the dysfunction. They get tired of chasing people around. They get tired of playing Perry Mason and try to figure out what's going on. And so they're going to just quietly exit away from their lives. You see this with law enforcement all the time. If they want to get a big fish, they sit back, they collect evidence, they collect information, and they wait until they have enough to where they feel confident that they have a prosecutable case. In the meantime, this person who's under investigation, they might not even know that they're being investigated, and they will continue about their business, basically hanging themselves. So stop treating people like fools, because in the end, it's going to cost you a lot more than you think that you're gaining. And if you continue, eventually you're going to wind up alone. I'm old enough to see what happens to people like this over time. And yes, for a short period of time, it does look like they're getting away with something because, again, nobody's going to bother calling them out. It's not their job. They're not their babysitter. They're not their parent. They're just going to ignore it or deal with it, or they're going to put it in the file box for later consideration. But eventually, trust me, it will catch up. It always does. The truth always comes out, and word will get out. And when word gets out, a reputation will be built. And reputations tend to be enduring. People will judge you based on your reputation. They're not going to sit back and wonder if you've done any growth work or if you've developed or seen the error in your ways and you're a changed person. They're going to say, you know, I understand this person has been dishonest in the past and I'm just not willing to roll the dice on it. I'm not willing to take the chance. There's so many other people out there that you could be spending your time with. Why would you waste your time with somebody who's proven that they can't be trusted? So at the end of the day, you really aren't getting away with anything for one very simple reason. And that is, you know what you did, you know who you are, you know what you said, and you know how you've treated people. And guess what? You are the one who's going to have to live with that. Eventually, people like this, as I said, they wind up alone. They've been quarantined from society, and people just quietly move away and don't want to deal with them. So save yourself all the trouble and the heartache and live a life of honor, honesty, and integrity. And that way you're never going to have to be looking over your shoulder. You're never going to have to wonder if people are going to catch on. You never have to wonder what people are saying about you behind your back. You can just lead a peaceful life of honesty and sincerity. So again, if you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have something to add to the conversation, please do. Until next time, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me.